Good morning, children. In previous class, your NS Madam Bhavani Miss explained second lesson respiration. No. In this class, we'll discuss about third lesson in 10th class NS, that is transportation, the circulatory system. In previous classes, we learnt about nutrition first lesson, respiration second lesson. No. Nutrition means intake of food. Respiration means it is the process which releases energy into our body. So both are nutrition and respiration are life processes. Along with these two, third topic, transportation, the circulatory system. Transportation is also a life process. What is meant by transportation? Every living organism require different materials for their survival. No? For example, every living organism require some solids, some liquids like water, and gases like oxygen. Without these materials, we cannot survive. These all materials must transport from one part to another part for our survival. Without transportation, we can't survive. No, that's why transportation is a life process. Every living organism, either unicellular organisms or multicellular organisms, transportation is very essential for their survival. For example, if you will take in unicellular organisms, transportation takes place by diffusion and osmosis. What is meant by diffusion and what is meant by osmosis you learnt in 9th class. No, these two simple processes is essential for transportation in unicellular organisms like amoeba. If you will take in multicellular organisms like human beings, we have trillions of cells, we have tissues, we have organs, and we have organ systems. To transport essential materials to all parts, a special system is essential, that is called transport system or circulatory system. In this topic, we will discuss about transportation in animals, transportation in plants. First topic in third lesson, need of transport system. Need of transport system. Need of transport system in animal body. Very important in the exam point of view. What is the need of transport system in animal body? Every living organism require oxygen for releasing energy. For example, if you will take in human beings, we will take oxygen in the process of respiration. The oxygen present in the lungs must transported by blood to all cells of the body. There, oxygen helps to release energy. Already we know that is cellular respiration. When oxygen is utilized by cells in the process of respiration, cellular respiration, their CO2 will be released. The released CO2 from cells again transported by blood to lungs. There onwards, we exhale CO2 from the lungs. Next, in the process of digestion, food will be digested in the digestive system. After digestion, the digested food must be transported by blood to all cells along with oxygen. When digested food enter into the cell, their energy will be released along with oxygen. When digested food is utilized by cells release some waste materials. These waste materials collected by blood and transported to excretory organ like kidneys. So, oxygen from lungs to cells, CO2 from cells to lungs, digested food from digestive system to cells, waste materials from cells to excretory organs like kidneys. In these four processes, transport system is very essential. If you we'll observe hormones. Do you know about hormones? We'll discuss about hormones in 5th lesson. Hormones released from endocrine glands. Endocrine glands also called as ductless glands. They does not have ducts. Do you know hormones produced in one place and their utilization is in another place? So endocrine glands does not have ducts. How these hormones transported from one place to another place? Yeah, the hormones must be transported by blood. Hormones helpful for metabolic activities we'll discuss in 5th lesson. For these reasons, transport system is very essential in living bodies. Oxygen from lungs to cells. CO2 from cells to lungs. Digested food from digestive system to cells. Waste materials from cells to excretory organ. Hormones from where they are released to where they can act. For all these reasons, a special transport system is essential. In this transportation topic, there are 3 parts under comes to transport system in human body. Heart, blood vessels. These 3 united together is called transport system. Transport system includes heart, blood vessels. First activity in 3rd lesson, lab activity, to observe the internal structure of mammalian goat heart in school lab. Do you know? To observe mammal heart, we can take example of goat heart. Why? Because goat heart is similar to human heart. Why? Because goat is a mammal, human being also a mammal. So we'll take the example of goat heart to observe the structure of mammalian heart. Lab activity to observe the internal structure of mammalian means goat heart in school lab. For this purpose, you require some materials. What that materials? First, you have to collect goat heart from butcher. Next, scissors. Next, forceps, water, tray, soda straws. Again I repeat, goat heart, forceps, scissors, knife, tray, water, soda straws. Now take the goat heart, keep it in a tray. Before that, you have to wash the goat heart with tap water. This is helpful to remove the blood present in the heart. Now keep the heart in a tray. Now you have to observe the shape. First you have to observe the shape of heart. What is the shape of heart? Pear shape. What is the shape of heart? Pear. Means upper broad area will be lower pointed end. See here, this is broad area, lower pointed end. What is the shape of heart? Pear shape. Upper broad base, lower pointed end. Next, what is the size of heart? The size of heart is our own fist. Our own fist. The size of human heart is our own fist. Next, there are 2 membranes which cover the heart. Already we learnt about the membrane which is surrounded by the lungs in previous class. What is the name of membrane? Double layered membrane surround the lungs. Do you know that? Do you remember that? Yes, that is pleura. That is pleura. Here also we can find out a double layered membrane surrounded by the heart known as pericardium. What is that? Pericardium. This pericardium filled with fluid known as pericardial fluid. What is that? Pericardial fluid. This pericardial fluid will give protection to the heart from shocks and injuries. Already we learned pleura helps to give protection to the lungs. Here pericardium membrane which gives protection to the heart from shocks and injuries. Next, what is the location of heart? The location of heart is middle of the thoracic cavity, slightly left side. Slightly left side. Already we learned right lung is larger than left lung in second lesson. What is the reason? We can find out heart near left lung. That's why left lung is smaller than right lung. So what is the location of heart? Middle of the thoracic cavity, slightly left side. And we can find out some blood vessels here, the walls of heart. Veins, arteries. Red color blood vessels are arteries, blue color blood vessels are veins. These are coronary vessels. What are they? Coronary vessels. The walls of heart, we can find out some blood vessels known as coronary vessels. What is the use of coronary vessels? Supply oxygenated blood to walls of heart and carries deoxygenated blood from walls of heart. So these are the external features of heart. External features of heart. Again I repeat, what are the external features of human heart? First one, location. It is present in the middle of the thoracic cavity or chest cavity, slightly left side. Location, that is. Next one is shape, pear shape, upper broad base, lower pointed end. Shape. Next size. The size of human heart is our own fist. And heart surrounded by double layered membrane called pericardium. This pericardium filled with fluid called pericardial fluid. Next, there are two types of blood vessels which associated with the walls of heart, that is coronary vessels, coronary vein, coronary artery. Coronary vein carries deoxygenated blood from walls of heart to lungs. Coronary artery carries oxygenated blood from lungs to walls of heart. Is heart require energy? Yes, heart also require energy. Why? Because to pump the blood, heart also require energy. This energy obtained from digested food along with the oxygen. So the walls of heart also require oxygenated blood. So this is about external features of heart. First, how heart get protection from injuries? How heart get protection from injuries? There are two ways. One is it is present in the middle of the thoracic cavity. It is protected by rib cage. The front portion of heart protected by rib cage and the back portion of heart protected by spinal cord. This is first point. Second point, the heart get protected by a fluid known as pericardial fluid. What is that? Pericardial fluid. This pericardial fluid will give protection to the heart from injuries along with the rib cage. This is about external features of heart. Lab activity to observe the internal structure of mammalian heart, goat heart in school lab. For this purpose, we have to take first goat heart from butcher, keep it in a tray. Before that, you have to wash the heart with tap water to remove extra blood present in the heart. First, you have to observe the shape, pear shape, and we can find out two layers, two membranes, that is called pericardial membranes, and we can find out some blood vessels which are associated with the walls of heart, and we can find out some blood vessels. So these are the external features of quote heart. Next, let us discuss about, in next class we will discuss about internal structure of human heart. This is about external features of heart. Next, let us discuss about internal structure of heart. We will discuss internal structure of human heart in next class. Thank you.